Hi, everyone. Hello and greetings to all of you out there in YouTube land and Facebook land. This is DelVecchio coming to you live from Ubud, Bali, Indonesia. And it is morning here. And wherever you are in the world, hello. Today's topic is connection plus service. And Spirit guided me to do this. I have been off Facebook for quite a while, except for a few posts here and there. Hi, thank you for the thumbs up. Whoever that was, I can't see yet who you are. Hello, hello. Mwah, mwah. So Spirit guided me to do this. I've been going through a deep and difficult process, as I think many of us have at this time. Thank you for all the love and the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Nicola, hi. So the world is going through some big changes, some big, difficult changes. There's upheaval that's beginning to be seen in a more obvious way. Things that have been hidden in the shadows are coming to the fore. And sadly, some of the things that we may feel are authentic movements of liberation or benefit for the planet are possibly, if not probably, hijacked. I'm not going to go too far into that right now because I want to take it more down to the personal level, because whatever's happening on the collective, individually we are all co-creating this. So individually we have a part to play, and that piece really has to do with our inner work. And so the guidance that came through for me today was connection plus service. And I want to speak to that a bit and really unpack the message that's coming through. So I'm going to connect in and just notice what needs to be shared here. On a very deep level, we are all one. And in that oneness, we seek to connect, to reconnect, because we have been living in separation for a long time. In fact, this whole experience of being on earth, this physical vessel that each of us walks around in, is a demonstration of a belief in separation, but not necessarily true separation. And so on a very, very deep level, the soul level, we seek to reconnect with each other, with our higher guidance, with the divine. And when we live in isolation from each other, that disconnect is expanded, exacerbated. And so connection is extremely, extremely important. And now I want to insert a little like commentary here. The thing that I'm sharing with you is the message that I'm sharing for myself. So I'm actually bringing through to you the message that I need to hear for myself. So I'm not sharing this from a place of like, I know it all. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm receiving the guidance. So, hi, Mom. Mwah. Love you. Can't wait to see you soon. So, connection and service. I have been in this deep, challenging situation with health, with purpose, and I connect with a lot of people who are also feeling this way as well. And so I feel like, hey, Deborah, good to see you. I feel like connection is the piece that's been missing for me, and service aligned with my authentic gifts. So, and as I share that, I know that those who show up here will resonate with this to greater or lesser degrees, because again, we are all ultimately one in the divine Mother, Father, God. And in this experience of perceived separation, that isolation can feel very lonely and sad. And so we look to others to fill an empty place inside of us. Ultimately, that never works as long as we see ourselves as separated. So we are seeking to reconnect, and that can come on a superficial level in terms of like anything from romantic love to being a part of a club or a membership. And all of that is better than being completely isolated. But ultimately, it's the remembrance of our truest connection in the love that is the divine that is the balm to our perceived loneliness. Now, that being said, I do believe that authentic connection, heartfelt connection, in service to whatever the purpose is that we feel called to serve, is the way to finding more peace in our lives. So I want to share a story that I literally just experienced. So every day I walk, it's beautiful where I'm staying right now, but every day I walk to either one way to go to the store and some restaurants and shopping and, places, or I go the other way for the yoga studio, for another restaurant. And as I walk the one way, there is a house being built. And where I'm staying, you can't ride a motorcycle, you can't drive, you have to walk. So there's a house being built. And in order to bring supplies in, people have to literally carry dirt, bricks, wood, you name it. And so there's all these women who are probably in their 30s and 40s who are bringing loads and loads every day of bricks, of all kinds of construction material on their heads. So they literally are holding things like lifting their total hands up as high as they can, holding these things with like a cloth cushion on their head and then stacked stuff. They are in service. They are in service with what they can do. And it just really reflected to me, like, what am I doing? What am I doing hiding out when I have gifts to serve others? And that's where this whole download came in about connection and service. Being in connection with others and in service in whatever way that has meaning for you. Maybe you're into health and well-being. Maybe you're serving your children. Maybe you're serving your parents. Maybe you are serving an employer that in a way that's aligned. Now, here's the challenge. Many of us are doing service that's not aligned with our soul. It might be actually rather soul squelching. And then what happens is we burn out. And when we burn out, we need a break to recover. And this dance is something many of us do over years, decades. So for me, I burn out when I write sales and marketing copy for somebody else's message. And it burns me out, and then I need a break. I feel exhausted, I feel fried, I feel creatively drained and sucked dry, and I need to do things to rest, whether that's sleeping a lot, or I'm blessed with the ability to come to a place like Bali, thanks to being able to work online, and recuperate here. But then what happens is I feel isolated and alone. I've lost connection. So I'm curious if any of you can relate to this, either those of you who are listening live now, I see there's several of you now on, or if you watch this later, I would love to hear from you about this idea of being in service to a greater purpose that you're actually aligned in your soul with, whether that's a job or it's an avocation like a volunteer or whatever it can be, It doesn't really matter, but something that feels like when you are in service, you feel filled through the process of giving or serving. And in that process, you are also in connection in a meaningful way with others that brings you to connection with your higher, wiser, deeper self. So, I mean, it could be volunteering with animals, it can be anything. But when I say connection and service, I don't mean connection with anybody to fill the hole of emptiness or service to anything just to make ends meet. I mean authentic connection that fills the soul and service that is aligned with what your soul is calling you to be here to do. So if you're listening to this, you're more than likely not living in a third world or developing country, and you have the resources to be in service in a way that's aligned for you, not necessarily carrying bricks on your head. Now, there's nothing wrong with that per se, but I would say it's probably not as actualized as some of us can have the freedom to do now. So I would love to hear from you. Do you feel connected in your life? If not, what would be meaningful connection for you? Do you feel like there's a calling for you, a service that you want to bring forward? Maybe it's raising children. Maybe it's growing a garden. Maybe it's artwork that you are not, unexpressed creativity that you want to bring forward. And maybe it's something like a service, like for me, offering retreats and bringing women and men together in sacred ceremony. That to me is like super yummy. That's what I love to do. So what are those things for you? And what, if anything, feels like it's in the way? Is it too much work? Are you burnt out? Is it that you have a health condition that's keeping you from, activating your greatest potential? Is it that you're busy with little ones right now and it feels just too overwhelming to take on anything else? Or is it that you just feel like, I don't know what it is, Dawn. If I knew what it was, I'd be doing it. And I would love to just hear from you. So just share, if you're willing to share in the comments section about your relationship to connection, authentic connection, and service that fills your soul. So with that, I'm going to offer my love and appreciation for now and say goodbye for now. And I look forward to hearing from you. Many blessings, many beautiful, bright, flowery blessings from beautiful Bali. Mwah. Bye for now.